Leffen is...
Leffen is a dick online. He keeps it too real. That's what it is.
I'm not happy until every aspect of godhood is like torn away, and there's only one god, and that's me. Like that's how I feel.
Leffen, what are you gonna do to Hungry Box right now?
You already know.
You already know.
Can you imagine Goichi going into losers in top 48?
Oh
big
my
left.
goodness!
Big
That was,
left.
If I said I wasn't good, you know I was lying.
So you do think you're good?
Of course.
William Leffen Hjälte was born in Stockholm, Sweden on October 16, 1994. Like many modern esports stars, he took to video games early, playing Sonic and Mario as early as 3 years old.
It was Sonic and Super Mario and Mickey Mouse, but Sonic was his favorite as 4 or 5-year-old.
Though he was old enough to have played Melee, Leffen's first real Smash experience came from Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii, a game he was playing mostly online.
I talked to one of the best Brawl players in Sweden, and he was like, yeah, come to this place in central Stockholm, which is like an hour away from where I lived, and play Brawl. When I got there were only people playing Melee, right? But they were gonna go get a Brawl disc. But meanwhile, I sat down and I just played Melee, like for the first time in a really long time. And then by like half an hour later, when I actually got, like when we got the Brawl disc, I was really young. I was like 15 and I didn't know anyone, so I kind of wanted to just keep playing Melee, but I didn't want to say that.
In Sweden, Leffen had a reputation that would follow him along his competitive travels. He was abrasive, not afraid of speaking his mind, and extremely blunt. To some, it came off as cruel, and in some cases, downright unsporting.
He actually is a bit of an asshole. I'm not gonna lie about that. He definitely is. And we let him know that all the time. But he's also a very, very fun guy to hang out with. You're never bored.
Leffen fell in love with Melee, but he had a long road to travel if he hoped to reach the top. He was good enough to be great, but Sweden was not exactly the world's hotbed for pro Melee. In fact, Europe barely played Melee, especially when Leffen was coming up. And the only Swedish player constantly proving himself in North America was Armada, who quickly became Leffen's rival as well as practice partner.
In 2010, he wanted to play with me. I was the best in Sweden back then.
The first time I ever played Armada, I was like, this guy's good, but he has been playing for a long time, and I think I can beat him. I don't think he's that good.
The one thing that no one could deny was that Leffen was quickly taking to the game and improving faster than anyone could have expected.
I mean, I already knew I could be good at games from both Counter Brawl and WoW, and so I never really had, like, there were a lot of people that were always like, oh, you know, like, you can't beat these people that have been playing way longer than you. And so I came in with a really cocky attitude, which was obviously something that I took too far eventually.
In August 2012, Leffen was threatened with a ban from European tournaments if he didn't fix his attitude. But he ignored those and warnings from other European smashers and tournament organizers that he'd be pushed out of the community if things didn't change quickly.
Officially, I got like a warning, and in a warning, it was like in the off-topic part of a forum where some people said like, you have a warning or you'll be banned, which I was like, what? That sounds ridiculous, because there was no precedent for it, and it was not like anyone talked to me in person.
Alongside Armada, Leffen traveled to North America for the first time in 2011 for Genesis 2. Famously, it was the first NA tournament Armada won, and the first North American tournament ever won by a non-North American player. Leffen, for his part, placed 17th, falling to SFAT and S2J.
I was more surprised by like how many good people there were than like how the actual best were, because I already had a taste of that, like right, what the peak was, but I don't think I fully realized until I went to the US how many like different states there are, how many like PR player there is in every state.
Back home though, Leffen was quickly establishing himself as one of the best players in Europe, with top 4 finishes at Beast 2, Smashers Reunion,
You should have stayed on the edge, man. What's wrong with you? Rolling right now.
and HF Land 4. All the while though, his reputation as the scene's villain was spreading.
That's it. Yeah, FX couldn't get over there.
Man, this is tight. Oh,
That's fine. That's fine.
It's what? Oh. So Scar, I guess, thought he was out of stock, so he wanted to press start to take the stock. Ice is saying, let's play it out. Leffen wants this win.
Leffen was getting more aggressive. His behavior spread to popular Smash Bros. Forum Smashboards, where people outside the European community could see it too. He trusted that the scene's other competitors like Armada were on his side. But as he traveled with him to Apex 2013, the man Leffen thought was his friend was collecting evidence for a case against him. Leffen's appearance at Apex 2013 wasn't anything spectacular. He was definitely one of the best players in Europe, but was still far behind much of what NA had to offer. Armada took first place once again, dominating a top 8 filled with the best players in the world. Leffen, meanwhile, placed just outside the top 16, a respectable placement for a young player, but far behind the gods of the game he looked to topple.
Who's going to flop first? And it goes to Javi.
Barely by the skin of his teeth.
What a handshake. Mexico's going insane. Leffen shakes his head. What a great match.
Leffen has nothing to be ashamed of. He did fantastic.
And when he got home, things got worse. Armada, the recently retired face of the Melee scene, accused Leffen of everything from demoralizing new players, to causing drama, to bullying a player with a hearing disability.
Armada had known about it, and like while I was coaching him on stage and stuff like that, he's been like trying to ban me the whole time. So at that time, I felt pretty betrayed.
Armada said that Leffen's behavior changed the Swedish Smash scene, and the only way to fix it was for Leffen to fix his own behavior. Of course, he ignored previous warnings, leaving the community with the most drastic option they had in their arsenal. And so, on February 9th, 2013, after months of discussion around his behavior, Leffen was banned from all European Smash tournaments. Leffen missed out on nearly every major European tournament in 2014, and he effectively quit Smash for some time after his ban, switching over to Marvel vs. Capcom 3 instead.
Oh, that's so plus. That's 2-0 Leffen. Trying to take both Marvel and Super Smash Bros.
But in a twit longer he posted in March, Leffen apologized for his actions, saying that they were the result of depression and anxiety. Leffen was just 15 when he entered the Melee community and came to view Smash as an escape from his personal issues. Unfortunately, he pointed out, those issues were still manifesting in Smash. Much of the community felt that his apology was sincere and that he was committed to being a better person.
I felt the ban was like unfair, and to this day I still think it was handled really, really poorly, even though I do think I did a lot of bad things.
While he wasn't banned in the US, Leffen only played one tournament in the States during his ban. That tournament was EVO 2013, where he played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and entered his first Smash tournament in 7 months.
This is the end?
Yeah.
This is the end!
The end. Great job to Shoot. Takes out Leffen.
And when he was finally unbanned, 6 months later, he returned with gusto.
Just dominating completely.
Oh my God, just patient.
Yep.
This
oh my God, that's a
just
very, very solid start from Leffen.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen a lot of Salty run backs here at the Salty.
Wow, Leffen getting off! What the hell happened?
Damn.
ジャンプないぞ。下スマッシュ。これジャンプないぞ。おっと気づくの遅れたか。そうですね。はい。
Leffen, that was so sneaky, and immediately converting. How many up airs is this guy getting? Whoa! What a combo! What a combo! These punishes are out of this world. And the taunt. Come on!
Super Smash Bros. Melee's competitive history is often defined by eras, and the early 2010s were still part of the era of the 5 gods. Armada, Mango, PPMD, Mewtwo King, and Hungrybox won nearly every tournament between 2008 and 2015. But at Apex 2014, Leffen made his name known again by defeating Hungrybox 2-1 in the winners' quarterfinals.
The crowd's for Hungrybox. Oh! That's it! Leffen jumps out of his chair! Hungrybox in losers bracket!
Congratulations to Leffen.
Hungrybox's loss to Leffen was huge. He was the first god Leffen slayed, and he wouldn't be the last. After placing 4th at Apex, Leffen returned home, where he brought down his second god, defeating Armada twice at Beast 4 to win his first major tournament, and his first tournament in Europe since his ban.
They are both so stressed and the up smash, and he wins. And he won. Leffen has finally beaten Armada.
Damn.
Armada sitting there,
Armada
not
is not
happy.
happy.
He then came back to the States to defeat his third god, PPMD, at MLG Anaheim 2014.
He gets the assist and Leffen takes it! What a game!
It took Leffen a bit longer to slay his fourth god, but his warpath continued.
Grab ledge by Hungrybox? Oh, I thought he would grab it.
It's over! It's over! Wave dash on up smash. Leffen is in winner's side top 8. Will fight Armada. Hungrybox in the loser's side.
That was clutch, man.
Finally, at Beast 5, Leffen vanquished another god, defeating Mango 3-2, then went on to beat Armada again, getting his first win at a major tournament with 2 gods in attendance.
I don't know. There's words in a dictionary, and none of them currently describe accurately how I'm feeling right now. I haven't really decided yet.
Having beaten 4 gods and with a major win under his belt, Leffen had only 1 god left on his hit list. Apex 2015 was the largest Melee tournament ever, and all 5 gods were in attendance. Leffen worked his way through the bracket, all the way to the winners' quarterfinals to face off against the last god standing, Mewtwo King.
I see Slob coming from Mewtwo King.
Yeah, we can't.
This is
not the time for Slob.
You know what it really is he's just running at Leffen, right?
That's it! That's it, and Leffen takes it over Mewtwo King, a 3-stock on Dreamland!
Leffen has made history.
While he ended up placing 3rd, his place in Melee's history was cemented. He was the God Slayer, the only player to triumph over all 5 gods and become the first player good enough to extend the top 5 to a top 6.
When it came that far, it was like, finally, more than it was like, I did it. Because to some people it was only a year, but to me it was like a really long time where I didn't actually manage to beat Mewtwo or get to play him when I felt, on the days I felt like I played good.
The era of the 5 gods was over, and it was Leffen who ended it. Leffen's tear through Smash continued throughout 2015, with a first-place finish at CEO 2015, his first North American major victory.
Who would have thought Leffen your CEO champion?
Oh God!
The ranks are Leffen, Armada, Mango, Westballs, and then a tie for 5th
with between
Hungrybox
and Shroomed.
But after resounding victories over Armada, Mewtwo King, and Mango over the past few months, Leffen slipped up when faced with Hungrybox at EVO 2015.
50 because I can't kill you with that percent.
That's it!
Up B's the wrong way, and Hungrybox takes it.
And despite making it into the top 8, he was knocked out by Plup, leaving him at 5th place.
Go! Back here! Doesn't wait! Does this! Oh my God! That's it! That is game!
As the years after his return to Smash continued, Leffen's personality mellowed out, but it never really went away. Leffen isn't necessarily a bad person, he's just blunt and says what's on his mind, which can get him into trouble.
Sometimes the things he says really pisses me off.
This is just so stupid. Why would you do this? He's popping off.
I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you. He just has this mentality of, I'm a king and you're just some peasant. He shouldn't get away with it.
The thing about Leffen is that he sometimes finds a way to come out of that trouble looking good. Take, for example, his legendary beef with old school smasher Chillin' Dude. In October 2014, Leffen took to Twitter to criticize Curse and Team Liquid's Smash acquisitions, trying to understand why the teams would sign players he thought were washed up. Chillin responded by telling him to respect his elders and challenged him to a money match, which Leffen was hesitant to go through with, but at Paragon Orlando declared he destroyed Chillin.
I don't need to say anything. Everyone knows what I'm going to say. And it's gonna be 5-0. That's how it's gonna be.
To which Chillin responded with a diss track.
Ain't no telling how foolish you'll be looking. Evidence I zip can't contain the ass whooping. Right when we realize the money match is over, that'll be a cue to throw your controller.
At Apex 2015, the tournament where Leffen completed his God-slaying quest, Leffen dismantled Chillin, laughing the whole time.
Nice. Really nice use of the forward air.
Oh, and the final stock for Chillin. Is Leffen a prophet?
The whole story gave Leffen a reputation as someone who could dish out the trash talk and, more importantly,
Chillin,
back it up.
You have anything you want to say to the people?
Maybe.
These days, the target of his ire is Hungrybox, who is one of the few people standing in Leffen's way of being the best in the world. Hungrybox feels like Leffen is an asshole.
Maybe in 2 years understand that sometimes talking shit and then getting destroyed for the 15th time in a row might be the reason you play badly.
While Leffen thinks Hungrybox is faking his whole persona.
Dude, so you know that's, I think it was Hugs that came up with that like 10 years ago or something. Came up with what? The saying that like there's two kinds of people in this world, HBox fans and people who met him.
They don't get along, but much of it stems from Leffen's desire to be honest and straightforward. He wants to be seen as the guy who tells it like it is, and won't sugarcoat the truth. He has opinions, and as one of the best in the world, he feels they deserve some respect. After EVO 2015, Leffen remained a top 6 player, but things were looking a little shakier. After taking first place at Super Smash Con, he took 5th at Air 2.
The 3-0.
3-0 by Yoshi.
Did worse than me, dude.
Yeah, it did.
2nd at PAX 2015.
The end! 6-0! Mewtwo King is back!
And 5th at Paragon Los Angeles.
Oh, and that is it.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Leffen out of the tournament, finishing at what, 5th? No? 5th place.
Yeah.
Leffen was good, but not yet the best. He had slain gods, sure, but he wasn't one of them. And in September 2015, his quest got a lot harder. When he tried to enter the United States for the Big House 5, Leffen was sent back to Sweden for lacking a P1 visa. Leffen was signed by Team Solomid in April, which meant that, as the employee of an American company, he needed an athlete's visa to compete in the States. That meant no US tournaments until the visa was settled, leaving Leffen sitting on the sideline for months.
Armada will complain about Peach and Puff, and probably win.
Leffen played exclusively European tournaments for 7 months, placing well enough, but when he came out to Canada to play in his first North American tournament in over half a year, he faltered.
Oh, I thought he was gonna shoot! Oh,
And Leffen is concedes. Whoa, duck.
Many were ready to call Leffen's government-enforced hiatus the reason for his sloppier play. Just like his tournament ban held him back a few years earlier, not being able to play in the US would keep him from greatness just a little longer. But Leffen bounced back. After his disappointing finish at EGLX, Leffen defeated Mewtwo King.
Yo! What? Oh, is that it? Yo!
Armada.
Is that it? Yes, it is! Wow! Out of shield, ladies and gentlemen. Leffen takes it.
Hungrybox.
Yes, he goes out there. This should be it. But he shot!
He shot!
He shot! I don't think he has jumps! He doesn't have jumps!
Leffen with the clutchest play!
What a shot!
And in the grand finals, Mango, defeating all 4 active gods in back-to-back sets.
Could be the grab!
That might be it!
Is that it? Is that it?
He lives!
Air dodge! Yep, that's it. That's it! Leffen wins! Leffen makes the comeback. He beats all 4 gods in the wake.
With that win, Leffen reclaimed his place. Not being able to play in the US might have kept him from the coveted #1 rank in the world, but it didn't dull his edge. At least, those first few months didn't. Leffen returned to the US at the Big House 6, 1 year after his visa troubles first began. While he sandbagged at that tournament, he wasn't quite able to find consistency after it either.
Oh, that was another. Oh, that has to be it. Really, really disappointing showing from Leffen.
There were some successes.
There's the roll.
Oh.
Mega wanted it.
He's got no up air there for Leffen.
Oh my
very evasive there, giving up center stage for surviving.
He might be gone. All he needs.
That's gotta be it.
Good job right there, Leffen, getting the victory over Mango.
So C9's very own Mango finishes in 4th place at that tournament.
They were strong results to be sure, but many felt that Leffen could do better, himself included. And Leffen's ranking fell too, from 3rd in 2015 to 5th in 2016, down to 6th in the world in 2017. Leffen was hitting a wall, but his skill was still very apparent. Notably, there are few top Smash players who have ever stepped outside their game of choice. Leffen, however, has shown off that the fundamentals that made him so good at Melee do carry over to other games.
My fundamentals has always been because I'm the type of player I think that wants to know a situation fully or understand it fully and not just run in and just do things out of feeling.
Leffen played Street Fighter 4 and Marvel vs. Capcom earlier on in his career, but the game he's found his most success in outside of Smash is Dragon Ball FighterZ.
I had a sub goal to go to a local there, Wednesday Night Fights, and I never thought I would win or anything. I thought I would maybe get number 5 or 7th or something like that. But I actually ended up winning and beating everyone in one of the strongest regions, and I think that's when some people took notice, and I also realized that I could actually be really good at this game.
Leffen has placed well at several tournaments, much higher than many would expect from someone who's never seriously competed in a more traditional fighting game. He placed 9th at CEO, where he played an incredibly close set with fighting game legend Goichi.
And Goichi, you gotta believe that Goichi came into this thinking, who the heck am I fighting right now?
Oh my God, I just love when the underdogs is just serving.
But is he an underdog?
Unadulterated.
This is Leffen.
You know
this
what?
is world champion in his own right, coming into a new arena.
Just do it. Don't even play with your fool. All right. We take it. The Pinky Bang. All right, one apiece. Somebody's definitely going to drop the ball here.
Can you imagine Goichi going into losers in top 48 to big left?
Oh my goodness.
Big left. Oh, I told you! You gotta stop going for that! It's too simple! It's too obvious! The man has the reactions of a 25-year-old cheetah!
Oh,
oh my God!
Can Leffen defeat another god? Is he truly the God Slayer?
I think this is a pretty good argument for yes.
On the timer.
Wow!
Oh my goodness!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness!
Yikes!
Hold up! Oh my God!
How does he do
that?
that? How does he do that?
Oh, he's still chasing!
Yikes!
He's trying to jump out. He's coming off!
Oh my
He's
God!
coming
How
off!
did he do that?
That was clutch! Oh my God!
Yikes!
Yo, that takes it. That takes it for me.
Oh.
That was the best match of the weekend so far.
And 3rd at Canada Cup, where he outplaced some of the game's top players.
Convincingly. I like how Dagora sat there to see his mans go down. He's like, yo, it's been an honor, Android 16.
Leffen has become the first of the top smashers to extend his reach past just Melee. There's been plenty of talk over the years about how long Melee can last, given it's nearly 2 decades old and relies on dead hardware. But Leffen's skill at Dragon Ball and other fighters has shown that his legacy won't end with Melee. But Leffen doesn't do it for his legacy. He does it to prove he's the best, to prove his skills carry over. After a disappointing EVO 2017, Leffen was looking inconsistent. He was still one of the best, still dominant, but there were times where he looked shakier.
That's all that matters.
How is Leffen alive right now?
There it is.
Good stuff to
Top platform.
He can't stay on the top.
Oh!
Off the top! The double up air off the top, and Chu defeats Leffen.
But the valley did eventually give way to another peak. He won a handful of small tournaments here and there as 2018 began, but any major, any tournament with more than one god in attendance left Leffen in 2nd, 3rd, even 5th.
Oh, wait a minute.
That is
that's it.
Oh,
Hungry Box.
Oh, man.
And Hungry Box moves on.
And another stone
With
in the
another
gauntlet.
stone.
Another stone.
Oh,
which
my
which
God.
stone was that one?
Until EVO. Leading up to EVO, many people felt it was nearly anybody's tournament. Hungry Box was the best in the world, but Armada was regaining his form, Mango was playing well, and Plup was looking like a powerful dark horse contender.
And Plup wins Genesis 5! Oh my God,
wow.
the crowd is going wild!
Oh, man.
Leffen, as always, was a shoo-in for top 8. But once there, he provided a surprise upset for the audience.
I guess if I'm Leffen at this point, so I mean, Leffen is a very, very fierce competitor. Even when he was not like that, even when he was not as good as he was today,
Right.
he wanted to be the best. You know, that's his mission. He
Yeah,
wants
he's
to
had his
literally
sights.
be the best in the world.
Come on.
All right, so could be a kill, and he gets it. H-Box not able to smash you out of these up no uppers right now.
Moment. Too slow.
Oh!
Honestly?
You know, no harm, no foul.
That's right. Leffen catches him slipping.
Theoretically, you know, H-Box is, unless something
Wow.
changes,
Boom.
this is H-Box's winning life.
Splash. Percent. Leffen with 3 stocks.
Oh, he 4-through instead of uphill.
Punched him in the mouth.
That's a little bit of a mistake from Leffen. Probably, you know, it could come back to bite him, but the way this is going, it might just not matter.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow. After losing 3 stocks in probably the first minute of the set, Leffen collects himself, wins a tight game 2 in a scrap situation, and then game 3,
Just blows him out of the water. What was that?
And after beating Hungry Box, Leffen faced off against Plup, a player who had often gotten the better of him.
This is 3 out of 5. I think it's 3 out of 5. Leffen wants to go up 2-0.
Yeah. There it is.
That might be it. Plup with no tech. Why was there no tech? Because he expected an up air, and there's the up air.
I expected an up air too, yeah.
For what it's worth, yeah, okay.
Yep.
This should be an
Boom.
easy kill. Oh, okay, backers one more time.
And the forward smash ready for the
swing
opposite
up?
tech.
Oh, yeah, no jump from Plup. That's going to do it. Plup, a little slow. No, not like that. He grabs the ledge like a frame before Plup would have. He wins the race. Everything. No, again! The same exact thing happens 2 stocks in a row. Plup unable to grab the ledge.
Doing the impossible, Leffen was given his spot in the grand finals on the winner's side. There, he faced off against Armada, his friend, his Swedish rival, the man who betrayed him all those years ago, and the only person left standing between him and a title he'd wanted for so long.
Leffen getting out of the pressure. He's got a knockdown. Armada techs, but Leffen reacts.
Oh, turn around up tilt.
Leffen's reactions right now are so on point.
Yeah. No
Armada
jump.
doesn't touch the platform. Goes for that
Forward
mangle,
smash.
but
Yep.
Leffen's ready for it. Oh, no. Leffen,
question mark, question mark?
Leffen just did the Leffen left. That's a bad. He just did the lefts. He's Nesmod got it out of his soul, dude.
Every wave dash I have seen from Leffen is like perfectly timed and perfectly
Perfect distance.
Yeah.
The punish, the whiff punish on a lagless move.
Oh my word.
Like
chase down, dude.
When I say lagless, I don't mean literal there, but like that is a very, very difficult forward to punish on reaction.
We are still playing more melee. This is Armada's last stock. Will he come alive, or is Leffen too powerful? 8%? Armada has no shield. Armada has Leffen absolutely tearing through everyone today, Toph. Leffen is our EVO 2018 Super Smash Bros. Melee champion. Hello, Ben. Oh my God. Seriously, Leffen, a man who's, really the tale of the anti-hero to help us take on existential threats and save the world.
Right.
That is the story of Leffen, and that is the feeling and emotion that he is soaking up right now. Finally!
Throughout this year in Melee, I had been incredibly consistent, more consistent than I've ever been before. but I never actually got the win, which was really annoying for me. And to win EVO specifically was always a big, like, eventually became a big goal of mine, just because it was the tournament that I always did the worst at, and it was like more than anything like, oh, I won EVO finally, and like, oh, I'm an EVO champion. It was just like I finally like managed to not get tilted by myself and like managed to overcome myself and play really good Melee.
Leffen had done it. He won Melee's biggest tournament on Fighting Games' biggest stage. The Godslayer finally killed the last legacy of Melee's old gods. Leffen didn't begin his career as the villain, but as he rose, his personality created a backlash that has followed him to this day. He has his fans, certainly, but he also still has his haters, those that still hold a grudge against him for speaking his mind, for being blunt, even for being perceived as rude to other players. But Leffen doesn't stand alone. He stands amidst a community that has learned to respect him, that has learned that every community needs someone willing to tell it like it is, to ignore the social order and just say what people are thinking. Leffen went from villain to validated. His skill improved and improved until he did the impossible. And after doing that, he still wanted more. He still went further. He's Melee's first EVO champion that's not one of the 5 gods. He's more than just the Godslayer. He's the next generation. He was Melee's first new legend, and his rise is not yet complete.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.